What's going on, guys? John here with Jack for another episode of Talking Ball, and today we'll be looking at the point guard crop for the 2017 NBA draft. A loaded crop, not just of players, but specifically at the point guard position. And of course, the two marquee players in the entire draft are the one guards, and that is Markelle Fultz from Washington and Lonzo Ball from UCLA. If you've been paying attention to college basketball, to the NBA draft, you know who these guys are, but I'll give you guys a quick summary anyway. Fultz is just a dynamic scorer, the next great point guard playmaker projected for the NBA, and likely the number one pick to the Boston Celtics. And Lonzo Ball is a do-it-all playmaker who can make his teammates better, still working on that shot a little bit. He can knock it down, but his mechanics aren't the best, but he's supposed to be the number 2 pick to Los Angeles. We'll see what happens there. But those two, I'd say, Jack, are arguably the top 2 point guards and the top 2 players in this draft.
Absolutely, and it just goes to show how loaded this draft class is, especially at this point guard position. Because my top 5 point guards, you're looking at 5 guys who could all go in the top 10, and there's another guy who may also go in the top 10 who's not in my top 5. And my top 5 guys are, at number 5, I got Donovan Mitchell, point guard, in my opinion, from Louisville, who is going to get into the league and use his athleticism and length on the defensive end, make a mark early. At number 4, I got De'Aaron Fox. I think Fox is a great player, and me having him as the number 4 point guard in most years would be disrespectful, but I think in this group, it's not at all, and it's just because they're all so good. And I think Fox is going to have a great career, and he's probably the best defensive prospect of these guys. The 3rd spot, I have Dennis Smith Jr., and I have him ahead of Fox because I think offensively he's going to be he's just as good as Fultz offensively, in my opinion. Fultz was more consistent, I think, in terms of just being able to get off his own shot, but Smith, I think also, you got to remember, is still coming off an ACL injury. So that was his first year back playing. And so he's going to continue to get better. At number 2, Lonzo Ball is my second best point guard. And just because I have concerns over his ability to get to the basket consistently, and defensively, he is 6'6", so guarding the quicker point guards, maybe they'll shift to the 2 in those scenarios. And at the number 1 spot, Markelle Fultz, he's just so athletic, so gifted. He just deserves to be the number 1 point guard, number 1 prospect.
Yeah, and I really can't argue with your list that much there, Jack. I do have Fox at 3 and Dennis Smith at 4, but like you said with De'Aaron Fox, in any other draft class, he would likely be the number 1 or number 2 point guard. But for him to be at number 3, number 4, it goes to show you the depth in this point guard draft class this year. And a guy like Donovan Mitchell, who I agree with you is a point guard more so than maybe a shooting guard. I think point is going to be his home in the NBA. He's just a fantastic prospect, and he's another guy who in most draft classes would probably be a top 5 pick just based on his potential and his athleticism. So those are that's our top 5 there. Jack, who are some of the guys in mid to late first round, or maybe even second round, that you're looking at that could be sleepers and that could make an impact on NBA rosters with a little bit of seasoning going forward?
Well, I mentioned that the 5 guys I said have a chance to go in the top 10, and that there's a 6th guy who also may go in the top 10, and that's Frank Ntilikina, the point guard prospect from France. Now, he's been rumored to go to potentially the Knicks or the Mavericks, and he had a good amount of success in playing in France, and shot the 3 ball really well. He's got good length, and what people need to remember is that playing in the pro league in France, while not the NBA, is still higher competition than playing in college. So Frank does have a good degree of basketball experience at a very high level. So that is going to be good for his transition. And the fact that those leagues have gotten stronger, we've seen lots of, foreign prospects come in and have immediate success, a la, Kristaps Porzingis. But the other guy who I have my eye on, who could go mid to late first, as you said, John, is Jawan Evans, the point guard prospect from Oklahoma State, who had some Chris Paul comparisons. At 6 foot 185, he's a bit small, but he does have a longer wingspan, over 6'5", and really excelled at getting to the rim. You know, Lonzo Ball was in the bottom, I think 2 or 3 in terms of converting at the rim. Well, Jawan Evans, despite his size limitations, was very high. I believe he was like close to 60% converting at the rim. So you look at a guy who can do that, and you look at the success Kyrie Irving has converting at the rim, Steph Curry has, and they're not the biggest guys, so it can be done. And so if he's able to do that, that opens up so much more, and he has the passing instinct. So he's a guy I definitely have my eye on.
All right, guys, that is our breakdown for the 2017 NBA point guard draft class this season. Let us know what you think, what your top 5 list is. Who are some of your sleepers? Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for listening, guys. We're out.